Lewis with Tactical Response. I'm here at the Night Ops Summit at GTI. Saw a lecture today about a new product coming out from OpsCore.
So I'm Rafe Bennett with Gentex, and we are really excited to be launching the RailLink product. We're actually going to launch it to the public probably in Q1 of next year, but we're already shipping it to some government customers who were really instrumental in the development of it. So it's a real product, and it's intended to be a power and data platform for all your visual augmentation system needs. So what it does is it takes all the wires and different batteries and problems you might have had with the traditional night vision system and builds it all into the helmet. So you don't have to worry about all that stuff. And if I point down here, so it's got a central battery pack in the rear that's removable and replaceable, but it holds 6 AA batteries, and that is the power source for everything on your helmet. So instead of having 4 or 5 different types of batteries to worry about and not know the charge status of each one, they're all located in one place. So you can manage them at one time with an easy, logistically available battery.
And you said that whole pack is replaceable?
It is,
and
yeah.
Is that's a lot of effort to do?
It's not. So let me just show you. It comes right off. There's a belt and suspenders attachment. So there's a horizontal screw and then the lid, and you have to do them both. And the intent of that is to make sure it doesn't accidentally come off. But that's all it takes to remove the battery pack. Now, you wouldn't normally do that unless you were replacing it with a future development battery pack that might enable some future visual augmentation system capability. It attaches mechanically, as you just saw, but also with this hot shoe that allows a power and data connection between the battery and the rest of the system. And what that opens the door for us is to have a lot of runway in the future to build in processing communications technologies into the battery pack so that you don't have to upgrade the basic RailLink system. You can just continue to add capabilities by adapting a new battery pack.
Very cool.
So that attaches on the back, and that feeds in the hot shoe in the rail the power and data to 4 nodes, 2 on the top of each rail, and 1 visual augmentation system connection, which is in the front. Turn around, which is right there. Now, the reason they're different channels is we have one channel that powers and supplies data and shares data on these top nodes that provides power and relatively low bandwidth data. The VAS system, in order to support the latest generations of fused goggles and future heads-up displays, is going to need a lot more bandwidth. And so that's a dedicated high-speed channel just for the VAS attachment that goes to the hot shoe.
So some of this is kind of future-proofing for what you guys are seeing on the horizon for products that will potentially or may potentially be coming out at a later time.
Exactly. We're trying to build the infrastructure so that we can support all the future developments. They're really coming fast and furious. It handles everything that's available today, makes it cleaner, better center of gravity, fewer wires, single kind of battery to deal with, but it also lays the groundwork so that as heads-up displays become more common, as new generations of night vision come out, you can support that with the infrastructure that's already been into your helmet, not have to replace it all and sell it as a much more.
So if you're getting this to upgrade your current setup, you can then still use it once you change that setup when something new comes out. So you're not going to be starting from scratch with that new stuff.
Yeah, and a great example of that is this jumper cable. So the VAS cable that traditionally you would have had to run a wire from your NVG all the way back to a battery pack on the back of your helmet, since that's built into the helmet, all you need is a small jumper cable, and that attaches right to the VAS connection on the side. And then that plugs into your NVG. And by making that separate, not only is it a smaller piece of wire to deal with and manage, but we can have whatever connector is necessary on the end of that to power the NVG of Quest. And we've got more than a half a dozen US DoD NVG systems that this can power, as well as some international night vision systems, just by changing the jumper cable.
Very cool. And these are panos, so very heavy, right?
Yeah, they can be very heavy. Yep.
But like you said, the center of gravity makes a big difference on kind of the perceived weight of things, right?
Yes.
So having it well balanced, you can actually handle the weight better.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the key design imperatives was to reduce and concentrate the center of gravity. So by not having things sticking out farther from the helmet with batteries and mounts and the strobe used to be located on the top, we bring the center of gravity closer to the middle of the head, and that makes it just feel a lot more comfortable as you have heavier and heavier vests. Yeah, and these represent the old I-squared panos, but the new generation will have a thermal channel, which will add even more weight, complexity, and cost to the system. So it's going to be more and more important that we take care of the balance and the comfort as much as we can.
So you've told them when they could kind of expect these things to start coming towards consumers, like Q1. Is there MSRP ideas? You know how
absolutely.
How the comment section
I'll say,
is go.
Unfortunately, like the systems that it supports, it's not going to be inexpensive. We're still trying to nail down pricing, but it'll be a few $1,000s. We'll sell the rails and the battery separately, and then you can add whatever accessories you want to go along with that. So if you don't need all of them, you can try to keep the price down a little bit more. But yeah, it's going to be coming out next January.
Awesome.
That's our plan.
Well, thank you very much. Everybody, remember your responsibility to be ready for the fight, even at night, never ends.